Well, nothing. No comparison with
Last month was -30.
okay. Yeah.
우근하네. 앞에
Yes. We don't have a mic. Is it me? Or is it a mic?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
근데 봤다.
Welcome, Minister Ondutuya Saldan, Minister of Environment and Climate Change of Mongolia, Your Excellency, Mr. Mandah Bilek Birwa, Ambassador of Mongolia to Germany. Thank you for coming all the way from Berlin. We feel like Bonn is so important that we have to bring ambassadors from Berlin to here. Your Excellency, Mrs. Chimgundari Naban Yunde, Ambassador at Large for UNCCD COP17. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the delegation, dear colleagues, I'm truly honored to receive you here today, Madam Minister, in Bonn to sign the host country agreement of UNCCD COP17 to be held in 2026 in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Signing this agreement more than a year ahead of COP is a remarkable achievement in itself. I can attest that this is a clear sign of a strong commitment from the top leadership of the country. No doubt that COP17 in Ulaanbaatar will be splendid. Dear colleagues, you will be pleased to know that the people of Mongolia are known for their great hospitality, deeply rooted in nomadic traditions. In fact, it is said that in Mongolia, hospitality is a moral duty. Visitors have open invitation without prior notice. Remarkably, we have the same tradition in my home country, Mauritania. Significant to their nomadic traditions, guests are offered as a sign of respect, arag, a traditional drink made of fermented horse milk, or a milk tea, or boiled meat. Dairy and meat are offered to guests because they are most prestigious. Again, a similar feature in Mauritania. Visitors are offered drink made of fermented milk. Respectful seating arrangements matter too, as visitors are offered to be in the north side of the ger, a traditional home, the north being the most honored spot. Mongolia, the second largest landlocked country in the world, has the particularity of having up to 27 more animals than humans, 27 times more animals than humans. This shows how much livestock represent for the economy, the stability, and the prosperity of the country. Another similar feature is Mauritania, where the livestock population exceeds the human population. Mongolia's vast landscapes are defined by its expansive steppes, rugged mountains, and a critical role of its rangelands in supporting both nature and human livelihoods. At the heart of this ecosystem is the Mongolian horse, a hardy and adaptable breed central to the nomadic way of life. Horses hold deep cultural, historical, and practical significance for the people of Mongolia. Remarkably, horses outnumber humans in Mongolia by a ratio of 1.5, underscoring the significant importance of these animals in culture and daily life. These horses are more than a symbol of the enduring connections between the Mongolian people and their environment. This brief overview reveals the deep connections between rangelands and livestock with culture, the way of life, and the economy of not only the pastoralists, but the entire nation. Ladies and gentlemen, land degradation is not a mirage. Land restoration is not a slogan of a fancy international conference. For those who have nothing, who have no other capital, no other source of income than the land they live in and the ecosystems that it sustains, land loss may be the equivalent of a massive economic depression. To a pastoralist or to a small farmer, drought or bushfire may have the same impact as a terrible earthquake or volcano. For the pastoralists of Mongolia and elsewhere, as fertile grasslands give way to barren deserts and sand dunes, herders face dwindling resources for their livestock, threatening their traditional way of life. Sand and dust storms, which have become more frequent and severe, are a visible manifestation of this environmental crisis. These storms lead to loss of top fertile soil. They have far-reaching impacts affecting air quality, reduced carbon sequestration, human health, and even triggering conflicts. While these issues have brought global attention to Mongolia's environmental challenges, this visibility has also opened doors for international cooperation and investment in sustainable solutions. Initiatives to restore degraded rangelands, stabilize sand dunes, and combat land loss are gaining momentum. They are empowering local communities to take an active role in preserving their environment while improving their economic prospects. Mongolia's unique combination of traditional knowledge and modern innovation offers a promising path forward, and one which we are all very proud will feature in UNCCD's COP17 in 2026. Mongolia is setting an example by creating a model for balancing ecological restoration with economic growth. This is Mongolia's legacy. This journey highlights the potential for turning environmental challenges into opportunities for resilience, innovation, and global leadership. And we at the UNCCD are very proud to be part of this beautiful chapter. Madam Minister, Excellencies, Ambassadors, as I conclude, I'm reminded of the discussions I had in my various meetings with President Ukhna Khurelshukh with regards to multiple similarities between Mongolia and Mauritania, total area of 1 million square kilometers each. Large deserts, Sahara, the largest hot desert in the world, and Gobi, the largest desert in Asia. Relatively small populations, 3 to 4 million people. Relatively large-scale livestock, more horses in Mongolia and more camels in Mauritania. Resource-rich, especially mining, but relatively small industrial bases. The two countries were admitted the same day to the United Nations on 26 October 1961. This is just to say that hosting COP17 in 26 in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, will be where Mongolia will be hosting more than close to 200 parties, thousands of members of civil society, scientists, and international organizations. This is a unique opportunity to share experience, adopt relevant policies, and above all, open new avenues for cooperation and the much needed solidarity across nations. Thank you.
On behalf of the government of Mongolia, it is my pleasure to sign the host country agreement with the Executive Secretary of United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, confirming Mongolia as the host country for COP17 in 2026. This is a proud moment for Mongolia and demonstration of our strong commitment to global action on desertification, land degradation, and drought. As one of the countries most affected by climate change and land degradation, Mongolia understands the urgency of restoring our ecosystems. Over 76% of our land is already affected by desertification, directly impacting the livelihoods of nomadic herders, biodiversity, and food security. We cannot afford to wait. Hosting COP17 enables Mongolia to lead international efforts for sustainable land management and restoration. The COP17 will convene representatives from governments, scientific community, businesses, communities, and youth to develop solutions that create meaningful impact. The conference will focus on strengthening global commitments to land restoration and drought resilience, promoting investment in sustainable land use and ecosystem protection, as well as showcasing Mongolia's leadership in rangeland restoration and climate adaptation. In addition to land degradation, Mongolia and the broader region are increasingly affected by sand and dust storms. These storms, driven by desertification and unsustainable land use, are no longer just a local or regional issue. Addressing this challenge requires regional and global cooperation to restore degraded lands, implement sustainable land management practices, and reduce the sources of dust pollution. Mongolia is committed to combating desertification and restoring degraded lands. Through initiatives like the Billion Trees campaign, we are taking decisive steps to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. Mongolia is determined to demonstrate political leadership and actively promote the issues related to rangelands. We initiated the United Nations International Year of Rangelands and Pastoralists to highlight their global importance. As part of this effort, Mongolia is advancing the Global Coalition for Rangelands and Pastoralism for the Future to promote sustainable practices in the international cooperation. With rangelands covering 54% of the world's landmass and supporting 2 billion people, their preservation is a global priority. These initiatives align with our broader goal of achieving land degradation neutrality and ensuring the long-term sustainability of rangeland ecosystems. We believe that it will bring together many tools, including the philosophy of sustainable development, best practices of harmonious living, and nature-based solutions to protect rangeland areas that cover half of the earth. We are grateful that our cooperation is transitioning into an active phase starting today, with signing of the host country agreement, COP17, in Mongolia, will be a platform for action where global community will come together to turn commitments into solutions. Mongolia stands ready to lead the effort and drive innovative approaches that integrate scientific research, traditional knowledge, and policy frameworks for sustainable land use. We highly appreciated UNCCD Secretariat and the International Committee for their trust and support. We look forward to welcoming the world in Mongolia in 2026. Together, we can restore our land, protect livelihoods, and build a more sustainable future. Thank you.
Okay. And here. Thank you. So this signature and ceremony symbolizes the very close connections that had already been there, but have been reinforced and will be further reinforced as we get close to COP. So by the time we get to COP, we will better know each other. We will know each other better. We will develop joint programs, and at the end of the day, we will be the same family, because we all have the same objective, which is to have a successful conference of the parties in Ulaanbaatar. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Great. Shall we go to the meeting room? Yeah. Have 5-minute break. 5-minute break?
Pastoralism is an integral part of Earth's biogeochemical cycles, providing sustainable food systems, carbon sequestration, and resilience against climate impacts. Pastoral lands, covering nearly half of the Earth's terrestrial surface, support millions of livelihoods, foster biodiversity, and contribute to vital ecosystem services including climate regulation and soil conservation.